Welcome back to Summer Money. Well, here on Sky News Business, we've been talking about the cloud all year. For the non-techs among us, for business, it offers a solution to backing up and storing all your information off-site. The idea being, if your office is damaged or burgled, you can continue on even if your computer hardware is damaged or stolen. One Australian company has taken it a step further in the security stakes and is signing up a raft of global businesses wanting a robust backup solution. The group is called Incriptus, and its CEO Trevor Glen spoke earlier with Kylie Merritt.
Well, Incriptus has been around for a few years now. The product's been in development for a while. We're a small firm out of Adelaide, software development firm, and that's our that's our expertise. Behind it, we've got some software engineers who are originally from Motorola. So there were five software engineers who worked together there on a team, and we thought we worked well together and decided we'd start a software development company. But over the years, we've been able to attract some great external talent to that team as well. Philip Vafiatis from VAF Research in Adelaide, who's a serial entrepreneur, introduced us to Dr. Jana Matthews, who was the global thought leader for SAP back in 2009. She's our organisational growth expert. And we've also been able to attract Mr. Bill Obermeyer, who was the brand and media manager for Telstra and the brains behind the NextG network. So to have some hard-hitting people out on your team is just fantastic.
So you were at Motorola as well at the beginning. What were the sorts of things that you were doing at Motorola that kind of set you up, or how is it, you know, similar to what you're doing now? A lot of what we're doing at Motorola was more not on the mobile phone side, but on the server side of the mobile network. So we learned about how to build secure networks, how to build secure software development that would work in an environment where it needed to be as secure as it possibly could be, and that's our expertise. So in layman's terms, can you explain how this solution works? I mean, we've been talking about the cloud here sort of all year, and I think everyone kind of understands how that works. So how does this differ to just the generic use of the term the cloud? Oh, that's right. Well, so in the cloud, if you put your files into the cloud, effectively you're copying your files from your computer onto a server somewhere. You have no idea where it is, but it's from one location to another location. With our solution, when it leaves your computer, we encrypt it with your own private key. We compress it, add in some redundant information, and split it up into over 100 different pieces. So what that means is you have a more secure system because your files aren't in one single identifiable location. You have a more scalable system because every system that joins the network brings with it more space to use on the network, and it's a more environmentally friendly solution as well. We're not reliant upon building up big data centres to support where all this data needs to go. So who has it been developed for? It sounds very high-tech and like, you know, it's for the CIA or something, but it's actually, you know, you've built it with small businesses and consumers in mind. We did. The first product we launched was called Memory Box, and that product still exists today, and it's really focused on consumers and small businesses. What we're doing now is finding channel partners to help us take that technology to a wider market, smaller businesses as well as larger businesses. So we've recently signed a deal with Loftus IT, a small IT firm in Adelaide. Also with Cashflow Manager, who deal with small businesses all around the world, over 100,000 small businesses all around the world. And also we've just signed our first US deal with Creators and Freighters as well. So we're building up a larger portfolio of channel partners who can help us attack those larger markets. But really the challenge for us has been to take what is a complex technology under the hood and make it as simple as possible for people to use. Now, you touched on it before, but one of the things when you're actually setting up the company was that you talked about it being environmentally friendly. Just explain how it's more environmentally friendly than a normal company that puts stuff into the cloud. Well, when you build out a data centre, you're obviously taking that copy of the data and you're putting it somewhere else. And so when you build that data centre, you have to have lots of hardware, lots of cooling requirements to support that data. We utilise the existing hard disk space within a network, and that could be within a business itself, or in our case, a global network. And so it's about making the most of the existing IT infrastructure that exists in the world today, and utilising that spare hard disk space that's already there and repurposing it for a use that is an important thing that all businesses need to be doing, which is data backup. So what are the, and I guess it's like any technology, is that when it starts it's expensive, and as it becomes, you know, more and more mainstream, it becomes less and less expensive. What sort of costs are we looking at for say a small business to make the move from having everything, you know, backed up in the filing cabinet and, you know, backed up and they keep it on a hard drive somewhere in the office, to actually moving to this more secure system? In the online backup market over the last few years, we've seen the prices come down a fair bit as, I guess, the data industry, as hard disks get bigger. In the past, it was very expensive for people to do this.
But things like the NBN are great for online backup, for the online backup industry generally. Over time, I think we'll see the prices level around $100 a year per computer for the sort of space that you need to back up. The good thing with our system is that because it is a give what you get system, that's an unlimited space, and so you can store as much as you want on the network as long as you give that space back.
Is the NBN a competitive advantage for you being an Australian-based company?
Oh, without a doubt. The NBN will enable us to have a system where effectively everyone's got the equivalent of a data centre connection in their house, and every business has that equivalent of what exists today. And so for us to be able to utilise that, distribute the data all around the network, gives us a competitive advantage. Our technology is perfectly suited to the NBN, and can't wait to see that.
I mean, what do you say to the doubters, to the people who say, you know, the NBN is just a big fat waste of money? How will it position Australia? Maybe not, you know, right now in the next 12 months, but going forward, how will it sort of set us up?
As many industry pundits have said, it's not about what we have today, it's about what the future can do. Our technology is a great example of that. It's something that when that network exists, applications will come along that will actually make the most of that more than what we do today. Of course, the things today that we already are doing on the NBN are going to utilise a fair amount of that bandwidth anyway. Television, radio, web, streaming, all of that's still going to use a lot, but if you add on these other network capabilities, the NBN is a great platform for Australia moving forward and gives us competitive advantage with technologies like this to be able to then go on to Korea, the US, Europe, where some of these networks are already being started to roll out as well. And
just finally, what do you think, if you got your crystal ball out, what do you think sort of the future of this kind of technology is going to be? What will this industry look like in 2 years' time?
Well, look, it's a great question. For us personally, we're just going through our third round of fundraising at the moment on the Australian Small Scale Offerings Board, and what that enables us to do is compete with other products that are out there at the moment on more of a data storage solution than data backup. But I see data storage as being the future of this industry. Data backup is one of those things that already has started to become a secondary feature that a lot of our competitors have, and that they actually are looking to data storage, where people are sharing files amongst themselves. Businesses are able to collaborate on documents in real time, and that's again where a system like the NBN can help.
Mitt Romney and Rick